Welcome to the Harley Carnes podcast, Harley on the headlines. It's just a quick look at the news and a bit of commentary about it, stories of the day. You know, I never know what the day is going to offer, which is what I like about it. And I hope there's something worthwhile in these brief visits for you and that you'll come back and help invite others to join us. That's what the like, the follow, and the subscribe functions are for. And I'm sure you know that already, probably better than I do. We found a little word of mouth goes a long ways, too. So if you would, use your mouth and spread the word. I appreciate it. No doubt at the moment, Rory McIlroy is the man. He's the first back-to-back champion of the Masters golf tournament in 24 years. Only Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods have done it before him. McIlroy was 12 under par for the tournament and took home a winner's purse of $4.5 million. Rory had a pretty rough last day, 3 bogeys and a double bogey on his way to victory, also 3 birdies. It was close, though. Scotty Scheffler was 11 under, 1 stroke back, and went home without a green jacket, but $2.4 million better off. Now, this had to happen. Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell has pulled out of his race for governor of California. There are so many allegations of sexual misconduct with young women who worked for him or with him and with whom he came into contact in his political world that he could just not hang into that race any longer. Even leading Democrats told him it's time to get out. He faces potential criminal charges. He claims the charges are all false, but there are a lot of them. It isn't as though one angry woman is pointing a finger. There's a crowd. And that first angry woman, by the way, says she was raped. Swalwell is very much under the gun to resign from Congress. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna gave him 24 hours to quit, or she'll file a motion to throw him out of Congress. Don't know yet if he is going to do that. If you want to crank up your grandpa's old whiskey still, well, you can do it. Federal judge has struck down a 158-year-old law from the Reconstruction era that outlaws home distilling of spirits. That law was passed in 1868, right after the Civil War. It was all about the money. Even home distillers didn't pay any whiskey tax, and the government wanted its revenue, hence the term revenuers, the tax agents who would skulk around in the mountains and take an axe to a man's hard work, try to put him in jail for making moonshine. Plus, they try to chase down the beverage delivery people, otherwise known as bootleggers, and throw them in jail, too. Very rude. Well, the law the judge struck down has to do with home brewing. If you try to set up a still to make money at it, the revenuers will still try to figure out where you hid it. On the other hand, if you're just making it for home use, for your own personal use, that's legal now, according to a federal judge. Federal appeals court in Washington has ruled that President Trump's big ballroom project at the White House may continue. The administration claims there are national security concerns with stopping the project, and the judges want to give the White House time to explain what those concerns are. The project is a lot more than just a big room for parties and dances. It'll include bomb shelters for the government staffers and others, a hospital, a medical area, and some underground top-secret military installations and equipment. No details about that available, which is why they're called top secret. It's a $400 million project now, entirely financed by private donors. When a judge named Richard Leon ordered the work stopped, he said the president is the steward of the White House, not the owner, and he needs to go to Congress to get permission first. The White House retorted something like, nope, not the owner, and the people will own something very special when the steward is done with it. A few days ago, on the 2nd of April, the National Capital Planning Commission approved plans for the ballroom complex, so it would be a lot harder for Congress to say no. That's not enough to please Judge Leon, and it sure won't be enough for some Democrats on the Hill like Chuck Schumer. They make a point of not liking anything that Trump does, no matter what it is. No word yet why Chick-fil-A was targeted in Union, New Jersey, but Police say several gunmen wearing masks invaded the restaurant and started shooting the unarmed people there. One person's dead, 6 others were injured, some were employees. The new governor, Democrat Mikey Sherrill, says she thanks police and first responders for keeping the citizens safe. Yeah, she said that. The Presidio in San Francisco is an old army post on the top of a hill, now a national park, and it includes museums, campgrounds, trails, hiking trails, that sort of thing, hotels, and a golf course. The Biden administration appointed a whole board of directors for it. The White House says that's not needed. It's extra bureaucracy. Wasn't needed before Biden, isn't needed now. President Trump has dissolved the board, getting rid of more wasted spending. The National Park Service will manage the Presidio as it always had. People, you got to do a better job of controlling your animals, pets and livestock. In Massachusetts, a pet emu escaped near Barnstable. Again, his name is Walter, belongs to a cop's father. At Sinclair Community College in Ohio, a wallaby was seen hopping through the campus. Skippy is his name, belongs to the chairwoman of veterinary technology. In South Carolina, Pickens County, several small goats got out of their pen and were roaming the neighborhood, eating things. Deputies showed up and corralled them. Pretty easy to do. The goats were very friendly, and they like being hugged. In Lincoln, California, Placer County, deputies got a call about a zebra on the loose. Now, zebras can be kind of cantankerous. The zebra named Zeus apparently escaped his corral during scary, stormy weather. He was well behaved, however, spent the night at an animal shelter until the owner could come and get him, and they were just delighted to have had him as a guest. Lastly, there's a man's best friend story from Washington State, the story of Gita, a white and black mixed breed dog, looks part setter, who plopped herself in the middle of the road, which obstructed traffic and got some attention. A sheriff's deputy went to collect her, but Gita refused to get in the car and waited for the humans to kind of figure it all out. After a bit, they followed the dog, who led them to her owner, an 84-year-old man who had fallen a short distance from his cabin up a short, steep, rough side road. He was injured and needed some other medical attention. So weak, his calls for help couldn't be heard. Gita went to find help and probably saved his life, according to that deputy. Pretty cool, huh? I guess that'll do it. I want to thank you for dropping by, for tuning in today. I hope you'll come back. Bring some folks with you next time, would you? You've given me a little bit of your time, and I sure do appreciate it. I'm Harley Carnes, and until next time, please do yourself a favor. Make some good, solid, conscious choices in your life today. Make a decision to be happy. And fly safe. It is the only way to get there.